Now we will cover contract change orders. So just like in purchasing order entry, we can create contracts and then we can create change orders based off of contracts that have already been partially billed or fully billed. So we can see here, without going through the whole workflow again, that we've created a change order for Bill Rickley. The original contract is contract 24. So if we go into our contract, find contract 24, we can see here that we have a line, and then we have another line that has been created from a change order. And by going to change documents, we have the visibility on posted changes, the posted change amount with the revised amount of 650, any posting details. If we're posting this to user-defined book, which we are to the contracts journal, we have all of that history here. And you have your original contract with the contract change order in the history as well. And then if we go and look at an invoice that might have been created, so if we actually go to convert this now, so we'll convert and post both of the lines. We'll go ahead and post it. Oh, and we have an inventory shortage, so we'll go ahead and we will make it 0.5. All right, well, we'll go ahead and delete that line. We'll just create a contract for the change order. So if I look at the contract invoice, then we can see that we have $500. We've withheld 10% retainage. If I go into the posting details, this is going to be the GL posting, the invoice number, and then you can see here we've actually posted through from the original contract of contract 24. So within the history, you can see and go back to contract, and you'll see all of the contract lines and the contract change orders within that view. If you have permission, you can also edit on the fly here and make changes if needed, but pretty common or similar to the purchasing workflow. We also have the ability to create project change management. So if we have our project or our job contract created through the jobs module rather than order entry, it would look something like this. So our job contract is created here. The UI is pretty consistent with what we have in order entry, but we're posting this to the job. And the reason you'd want to post it through the job contract and not through order entry is because you can actually create a change request workflow for change orders that would update on the project contract lines, and that can feed the project estimate as well. So any type of changes that you make through change requests and job change orders can update both job contract and job estimates. This would also be used for any type of AIA billing. So that is now available in Intacct. And then any billing using our rate tables. So our job contract rate tables, which basically uses any dimension in Intacct to be able to create rates on. And again, that will be covered in another video. We'll go ahead, going back into the job contract, we can see all of our lines here. These can also be imported. And what we can see as well is that we had processed a change request to that contract. So we can see that there was multiple project change requests. These are the first step in the workflow before creating the job change order. Once the change request is moved to an approved status, then at that point, it will update both the project contract and the project estimate. However, the project request, you will need to include the project estimate that needs to be updated. And then once that's approved, you would see that change down here below in the change request estimate entries. So you can see that both of these change requests have been approved and that they're both reflected on that project estimate. And then we'll also see that since both of these change requests have been approved, you can also go into the job change orders. These are the two change orders that updated not just the project contract, but the project estimate as well. So we can see there's the change request, the job contract ID. This is landscaping addition for $35,000. If I go into the job contract, then we can see that those were updated accordingly on the lines. So we have change order here. And then I believe this one was for job contract 101. So we saw that. Saw that here. Dive into that. well, we can see both change requests and change orders were actually for this line here, for this change request. And then when we go to bill it, it'll be billing per usual, and the contract line won't look any different than an original line.